hand if the first thing you do in the morning is check your phone? Well, that's the first thing I do in the morning. I check my phone to look at the messages I missed the night before, and I end up on an endless scroll on my phone. I check the time, and hours have passed by in the matter of minutes. I need to stop tomorrow and form better habits, I tell myself. But the next morning, the cycle continues. I suddenly realize how bad this habit has become. I am addicted to my phone. So one day, I decide to delete these apps, which only last for a few days, because I would start to feel left out on references that my friends make. I'm no longer up to date on recent news, and something just felt missing. So I eventually re-download these apps again. Hello, my name is Liliane, and I'm going to be talking about our addiction to social media. When you're on your phone for more than a few hours a day, and you cannot stop or decrease your use, then an addiction may be forming. You cannot stop even when this addiction has affected almost all aspects of your life. You spend less time with your family, your parents get mad at you because you neglect your chores, you're unable to study for long periods of time, and you just don't feel yourself thriving in anything. Yet, you are unable to stop. You may blame yourself for this addiction to social media. However, this addiction is largely due to the way that the internet works. Billions of dollars are poured into attractive advertising and to hire engineers that are paid to make these platforms more addictive. These sites will track your activity, customizing your feed to show you posts that you are more likely to look at, watch, and comment on. There are also many scientific reasons for this addiction, including the dopamine hormone that is released due to our interactions with social media, and our body building a tolerance to that hormone. Speaking of science, I wanted to know if decreasing my phone usage would increase my productivity. So, I conducted an experiment on myself. I spent 1 week where I wouldn't use my phone for the first hour of my day, and 1 week where I completely cut off social media from my life. For the first experiment, where I wouldn't use my phone for the first hour of my day, the first few days felt very refreshing. I spent that first hour of my day productively, completing task after task, like tidying up my room and unloading the dishwasher. You can even ask my mom. She'll tell you these are big accomplishments. Starting off my day offline reduced my desire to use my phone for the rest of the day. But as the days were passing by, the less motivated I was to do things in the morning, and the more I was just distracting myself until that hour was done. Now, for this second experiment, where I cut off social media for 1 week, I recorded the amount of times that I craved my phone. And on the first day, I felt the urge to use my phone over 30 times. That day was extremely difficult. I was experiencing those withdrawal symptoms I always hear about. My heart was aching, and something just felt very wrong. I began to think, how will I last for the rest of the week? But unexpectedly, the rest of the days were much better. I felt the urge to use my phone less, I became more productive, and life just felt more peaceful, that by the end of that week, I was dreading going back to using my phone again. While there were days where my thoughts would spiral and I would start to overthink about things like universities and studies, but it felt healthy to feel this stress because I would usually drown out these feelings with my phone constantly occupying my mind. Now you may be wondering, why did you go back to using your phone? The main reason that I went back to using my phone was because in